Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing a little bit about indoor succulents or succulents that are grown indoor under grow light. As we all know, succulents need a good amount of light in order to grow indoor as well. That's the reason why you need to have a good quality of grow light. Now, there was a question recently that I got on my Instagram wherein the person had an Graptoveria that was blooming during the dormant period indoor. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Now, the person was not sure what exactly is happening because she was aware that Graptoveria variety tends to go dormant during the summer season, but as she's growing the succulents indoor, her Graptoveria was blooming. Now, as per all the research and information that I've collected all this while about dormancy and non-dormancy, the one thing that I can talk about is when you grow succulents indoor, they usually do not go through the same dormancy period what they do if they are kept outside. Now, the reason behind this is we need to understand a succulent tends to go dormant according to the environmental factors or depending upon the environmental conditions. So when we talk about environmental factors or environmental conditions, we basically talk about the temperature. So if the temperatures rise really high, then one set of succulents like Graptoverias, sedums, Pachophytums, Pachoverias, Graptopelaum, Sediverias, these all guys will tend to go dormant because they cannot handle that much of heat. That is one of the environmental factor. The temperatures rise really high, the succulent cannot handle that heat, hence it tends to go dormant. Apart from that, even Echeverias, which are supposed to be summer growing succulents, if the temperature rises above 40 degrees Celsius or if the temperatures are really high, even the Echeveria will get into semi-dormancy. So that was about a warmer climate. Let's talk about the cooler temperatures. Let's say that the temperatures in your location tends to drop below 5 degrees Celsius, which means that it gets really cool. During this period of time, Echeverias do not like a very cool environment, so they tend to go dormant. And the other set of succulents like Graptoverias, Graptopelaums, Pachophytums, Sediverias, sedums, they tend to get into their growing period because they prefer slightly cooler temperatures. But again, when the temperatures drop below 1 degree Celsius, they will again also tend to go semi-dormant even though they are in their growing period. But this is all when the succulents are outside. Now, I belong to a tropical environment wherein my temperatures during the winters do not fall below 20 degrees Celsius. Probably at times it might go up to 18 degrees, but nothing less than that. And during summers, I experience a little bit more dormancy because my temperatures rise up to 33 to 34, at times even 36 degrees Celsius. So obviously during this time, my Sediverias, sedums, Pachophytums tend to go dormant because of the heat, but Echeverias continue to grow. So all these factors are environmental factors that happen outside, but when you tend to grow the succulents indoor, obviously there is not much heat, due to which the succulents will not get into the dormant period. They no longer can feel the heat, due to which they will not go into the dormant period. And definitely it's not going to be freezing inside the room or inside the house. It's not going to be wherein the temperatures are going to drop below 5 degrees Celsius. So obviously the succulents will not feel that they need to get dormant because the temperatures are dropping. So both the factors, one is the temperatures are not going to be very low. Apart from that, the temperatures are not going to be very high. Now, these are the two factors due to which the succulents tend to go dormant outside, and this is not going to happen inside the house indoor, obviously, because you won't be able to survive in that kind of environment. You will be uncomfortable, so you are going to set the temperatures at certain level. So as we want to get comfortable, we are going to set the temperatures accordingly. If it's warm outside, we are going to make it cooler inside. If it's cool inside, we are going to start the heater and make it a little warm. And we are not going to make it that warm wherein the temperatures are going to rise above 40 degrees Celsius, or we are not going to freeze the room below -1 degrees. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but obviously we are not going to put our temperatures in that extreme conditions, and due to which the succulents will also not feel that they need to get into dormancy. And this is the reason why dormancy does not affect the succulents indoor. they will be in their growing period, or they might slow down their growth, but they're not going to get into a complete dormancy wherein they just shut off their growth. They will still continue to grow. A lot of varieties will start to even flower indoor under the grow light, and that's the reason why the person who had the Graptoveria indoor even during summer started to bloom and put out flowers, because the succulent was not feeling the urge or the need to go dormant because of extreme temperatures. Now again, I personally do not have any experience with growing succulents indoors, so I cannot confirm completely on that unless I have experienced it, but this is the articles what I've read over the years, and this is what I've got to know, that a lot of the succulent dormancy and growing period depends upon the environmental conditions which are set outside, with heat, with the coolness. Depending upon how the temperatures react, the succulent also tends to react according to that. So the succulents are going to basically react to the environmental conditions. If it's too hot, if it's too cold, depending on these two factors, the succulents tend to go dormant, which is not going to be the same case when they are grown indoors. So if you're growing your succulents indoors, you do not need to be worried much, because the succulents will not get affected much with dormancy and non-dormancy. Most probably they will be in their growing period and they will continue to grow. Now exactly, I'm not very sure because I haven't grown them indoors, but this is one of the case that I wanted to share with you guys, that the succulents that are grown indoor will not come under the dormancy period or the dormancy table. But overall, if you're growing your succulents outdoor, let's say that you have bought your succulents indoor for some time, now the outdoor or the temperatures outside are getting better, so you're moving your succulents outside, then once you move them outside, the succulents will again get into the same period, whether it's you're moving them out because it's winters, then during winters the succulents that are winter dormant will go dormant, succulents that are growing during the winter season will start growing. But when you have them indoor, they are not going to have the dormancy period in. But when you're growing them indoor, they will not have the dormancy period. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.